Cue the fireworks. We continue to see the crypto industry change on a daily basis. We're going to go over that today. We're going to go over Larry Fink, Alex Mashinsky, and we're going to go over some other little golden tidbits. But we're also going to talk about Steve McQueen. Anyone old enough out there to know who Steve McQueen is? Can't wait to talk about him all today on OG Crypto and NFTs. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, and non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, let's jump right into it. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin could revolutionize finance. Well, yes, pump the brakes a little bit. 2017, what did Larry Fink say? He said Bitcoin was made to launder money. It was just a scourge. We continue to hear that from some of the bigger players in the financial institutions out there. But you know that when there's money on the line, what are they going to do? They'll flip-flop like a dead fish on a boat deck that's trying to flop right off of it. You know, Jamie Dimon has just been Mr. Flip-Flop. The Chinese government's been flip-flopping. You know, only when it benefits them will they say negative things. If it's something that's positive, then they're going after it. So right now, he's been Mr. Positive. Why? Because he put in he filed the paperwork in the middle of the month. Then again, last week, he updated his paperwork for a Bitcoin EFT. This literally can open up crypto. It allows that, you know, capital money out there, retirement funds can now, if it's approved, can now go into this sector and now fill it up full of money, right? We're going to see a pump. If Bitcoin does take a big jump up, it usually will pull up a lot of the altcoins. Now, the majority of them won't, let's say, pump as fast as Bitcoin, but it will prop them all up because the future is bright. All right, let's jump into the next one. It says, big news, leak reveals the SEC could be about to blow up crypto's 100 billion Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Doge, Solana, Litecoin price pump. Well, it's a teeter-totter, right? If we're actually thinking that Gary Gensler is really a regulator who feels one way about crypto and he's not being influenced, well, then he's going to turn down all these EFTs that rolled out. Fidelity EFT, you know, all the different EFTs. I know just 4 or 5 of them that just really came in recently. He'll turn them all down. If he accepts them, then we all knew that from minute one, he was a puppet and the puppet master was pulling their strings, and now he's pulling the strings saying, crypto is good, crypto is good. They're back to that moment. So it's gonna be very interesting. Forbes has an article that they updated a few days ago about this. All right, guys, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you like any of the content we're talking about, please hit that. We want to go over the best news of crypto on a daily basis. Thank you, Wheezy on Twitter. This is the black eye that continues to get overlooked by the U.S. government and Gary Gensler, and there's got to be a reason for it. There's no question. They're utilizing a stable coin based upon the dollar. So why isn't the U.S. Treasury after this? Why are we not seeing, you know, Joey B's government go after this, or Gary G's, you know, government going after this? This is what he says. Tether Holdings have shown to hold securities from industrial and commercial banks of China, and whose chairman and executive director Chen Siqing is a head of Bank of China, who is in control by the CCP. Okay, so they're using a stable back dollar bill, you know, a dollar for their coin that continues to grow, meaning that as we see it, well, I mean, 2 weeks ago it was at a little over 82 billion. Now it's over 83 billion. There's no future here. There's nothing showing what is backing this up. Are they just simply making coins out of thin air? No one knows. And the other thing is that you're starting to get some of the board members over at Tether talking, but you're just not getting the president or the CEO of Tether having any conversation. Is this kind of the ticking time bomb? Is this the hidden bomb that's in crypto? Meaning that the easiest way, I mean, if I'm BlackRock, right, or I'm Fidelity, or I'm Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan, how do I enter this crypto, you know, conglomerate? How do I enter it at a much cheaper price? Well, I have a little bit of a smart bomb sitting in the middle of it all. I pull a grenade, it explodes, everything just drops out from underneath it. VCs run for the hills, retail runs for the hills. And then, and only then, does a spot ETF get approved, and immediately you have BlackRock coming in and scooping up the money. JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Fidelity, all these companies scooping it up at a much cheaper price. Then you hear, then you're gonna hear, everything's fine. We got rid of the last bug of crypto, which would be Tether. This is what doesn't make any sense. Let's go read what he wrote, what's written here. It says the New York prosecutors have shed light on on Tether's backing of USDT, actually it's UST, with securities from the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, China Construction Bank, and Agricultural Bank of China. Dude, this just smells all high hell, and there is nowhere Gary Gensler's at in this. He's got to be part of it. There's no question he has to be part of it. Regulator is just not looking at it, and he's not looking at it for a reason. Not that he's naive. No, he's ignoring it for a reason. All right. To jump into the next one, again, some more bad news here for the bad guys. The CFTC investigators conclude Celsius ex-CEO broke rules, Bloomberg reports. Well, Alex Mashinsky, and we're going to go into Mr. Intuitive here on Twitter. It's really bad that when all these CEOs are out there, of these yield farm companies, Voyager, Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, BlockFi, it's kind of funny how they're able to go out there and get American clients and customers and have them pour, hundreds of millions of dollars into these yield farms. And you're sitting there and watching the regulator see it and watch it happen, do nothing about it. And then when it blows up, they're saying, see, crypto is bad. No, the regulator is bad. The only time the regulator rolled out of bed any of this, they got BlockFi for $100 million. They settled, they sued them and settled instantly. Then they turned around and they were going to allow FTX to hand the blue team just a ton of campaign funds. And then he turns around and he blows himself up because the crypto sleuths got out there and just hammered him, figured out that he was a lie. Yet Gary Gensler was meeting with him. The cop on the beat is just he's asleep at the wheel. That's what he really is. But I don't think he's asleep at the wheel. I think that if you donate to the blue team, the blue team's in charge, they will overlook anything and everything that has to do with them getting more contributions for their cause. That's exactly what's happened. Alex Mashinsky was a scammer from minute one. He lied all the way through about customer funds were secure. They weren't secure. He took the funds and he sent them to other websites or other companies that allowed him to leverage against those funds. And instead of looking after the customers, he was looking after himself and his own greed. Okay, this story is being played out again with Voyager, BlockFi, Three Arrows Capital, goes on and on and on. The difference here is that the regulator wasn't involved. And Alex Mashinsky lied to all his people. And so how are they there to solicit companies in the United States? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's not a security by turning around and going to customers in the United States, the retail, and saying, well, I want you take your Ethereum, stake them on my site, and we're going to give you a yield. Okay. But I'm going to take your money, I'm going to take your Ethereum, and then I'm going to go leverage it for my own. Guys, I can go till I'm blue in the face. This guy lied. There was no rules he had to fall under. No rules. Anyone that's out here soliciting United States retail, okay, should have gone, and at these huge numbers, 20 billion, $10 billion companies here, and to get away with it until they implode over, Terra Luna, which is kind of the linchpin that pulled that grenade. It just makes me sick to my stomach. No, I didn't lose any money in Voyager or Celsius, Three Arrows Capital, BlockFi. I didn't lose any money there. But what I did see is one after the next domino fall, and not one regulator do anything and talk anything bad about the industry until FTX fell, and then you heard all the negative news. All right, so let's jump into the NFT part. You know, if you're old enough, again, you know, I'm approaching my 60s at this point. Steve McQueen, when I was younger, was a action star, one of the number one action stars. And on top of that, you know, he was, you know, all the girls loved him. Oh, you know, he was the king of cool, right? Well, it looks like his estate is now going to come out with an NFT collection. Well, why not? I mean, why not? You're going to live off this name. You got to think that my generation is dying off right now, and the younger generation is not, and they don't know who really Steve McQueen is. You got to be looking at 1960s and 70s movies. So let's read this. It says, renowned as king of cool, Steve McQueen has endured passion for motorcycles, is entering a Web3 space. Well, he isn't, but is entering a Web3 space. His indomitable spirit lives on through an exclusive NFT collection to be launched on July 14th. The project is a collaborative endeavor involving Steve McQueen's estate, Web3 talent agency Verified Labs, contemporary artist Michael Kalish, Triumph Motorcycles, Web3 Animation Studio, Immerse Entertainments. So it's 1,000 of these art collectibles. And I'm telling you now, if you have guys my age or a little older than my age that are into this, you know, this is going to get sucked up so fast. I hope the collection is very cool. You know, this Steve McQueen, you know, he died early. He's just that guy that you know, he had a leather jacket on. You know, he was cooler than Fonzie before Fonzie. For Happy Days. That might be aging myself there as well, right? I might be on the age roll right there. So I'm hoping to see that. You know, it's coming out here on July 14th. I think they're going to sell out immediately. You know, so it includes a detailed 3D Steve McQueen portrait. How much are these going for? The Cincinnati Kid, Towering Inferno. Boy, well, he's been in so many big movies. Of course, you probably never heard of any of them. I'm talking to our producer, Emi the Millennial. And so, I mean, I think it's way before her time. You know, I don't think he even made a movie. Have you been born since you've been born? So, well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. We're seeing quite a lot that's happening on a daily basis in the crypto industry. I mean, everything just changes on a daily basis. Be safe out there. You see that with all this big Bitcoin news, everyone got excited. It was all over Twitter. I don't know if Threads, all over, you know, Threads. But guess what Bitcoin did? Took a dump, went down. So literally, did we buy the rumors, sell the news? That's what it sounds like. Guys, take care. I'll see you tomorrow.